Hey everyone, and welcome to another book talk. Today I'll be doing a relatively spoiler-free review of the debut fantasy novel of Audrey Coulthurst, an author who describes her books as usually involving magic, horses, and kissing the wrong people. This description pretty much sums up Of Fire and Stars, but I'll be going into a little more depth. When I first started Of Fire and Stars, I was skeptical. Within the first paragraph of the prologue, it was abundantly clear that I was now entering a fantasy book. Between introducing the Spire City, Havemont, the High Addendum, and the Northern Kingdom in the space of 2 sentences, referring to someone as being 7 winters of age, and capitalizing words that are not typically capitalized, it seemed to be slotting into many cliches associated with young adult fantasy novels today. But, as I read on, I found myself engaged in the plot and rooting for the characters, enough that I could look past the use of sun lengths instead of hours. Of Fire and Stars follows the story of 2 princesses, Denalia of Havemont and Amaranthine of Mynaria, nicknamed Denna and Mare, respectively. Denna is betrothed to the Prince of Mynaria, while Mare is his slightly older sister. It switches between the 2 girls' perspectives every chapter. These heroines are very different, and at first don't get along too well. Where Denna is intelligent, book-smart, and well-mannered, Mare is tough, defiant, tomboyish, and loves horses. She really, really loves horses. Hence the nickname. Despite their differences, the 2 are pushed together when Mare reluctantly agrees to teach Denna how to ride, to prepare her for an important part of the upcoming wedding. As they come to understand each other, this grudging mentorship gradually blossoms into a friendship, and then, perhaps, into something more, as a whirlwind of problems and unexpected incidents disrupt their more or less peaceful lives. Denna, in particular, faces many challenges in this new kingdom. She spent her whole life preparing for an engagement with Prince Thendiliman, and the time when she would become Queen of Mynaria. But she has a secret that could bring her whole world crashing down around her. She has magic powers. And, of course, magic users are feared and prosecuted in this kingdom. A familiar trope, explained here by the fact that magic goes against the accepted religion, that of the 6 gods: fire, air, water, earth, shadow, and spirit. This conflict enables the main plot of the story. A group of rogue magic users, the mysterious murder of someone close to the princesses, and a looming war with a nearby kingdom more accepting of affinities. Despite often being hindered by the predictably incompetent adults in charge of the government, the pair find help in the form of Nils, a liegeman who Mare once dated, courted, and Eleni, a new friend of Denna's with a sad past. The story takes the reader on a journey of political intrigue, forbidden romances, with danger at every turn. If you enjoy romantic fantasy adventures, you'd likely enjoy this book. However, if you've read a lot of them, chances are some themes and devices will be very familiar to you. Of Fire and Stars does follow quite a few tropes of the genre, from small stylistic quirks to character archetypes and larger plot devices, although they are mostly employed effectively, and at times do enhance the story. It contains an especially refreshing take on the star-crossed lovers narrative, with none of the difficulties centering around the heroines both being women, but instead from Denna's betrothal to the prince and the impending conflicts between kingdoms. It would have been easy to show this world as an unaccepting replica of medieval times, but sexuality-based discrimination is the least of the princess's problems. Other mentions of same-sex couples appear throughout, as throwaway as one might mention straight ones. Plus, the eventual romance doesn't seem forced, and you find yourself rooting for the pair, and their blatantly obvious chemistry throughout. The story ended on a good conclusion that wrapped up with a satisfying callback to the very first chapter. I did predict one of the more major twists pretty early on, but it was still executed in an engaging manner. Plus, the ending of the book left plenty of room for a sequel, and, in fact, Of Ice and Shadows comes out August 13th, 2019. I, for one, am excited to see what's in store for Denna and Mare next. Thanks for watching.